Is there a perfectly planned town layout? A cornerstone for majestic urbanization and the heir to the throne of a new generation. Influenced by Vitruvius' 10 books of architecture, 16th century prime laws marked the birth of a new civilization across different continents around the world. One of the oldest and earliest yet finest urban plans in history is a series of 148 laws, ordinances, and regulations issued by the Spanish crown King Philip II to aid colonies in locating, building, and populating settlements across America and Asia. The Laws of the Indies. In 1512, the Laws of Burgos signed by King Ferdinand II of Aragon focused on the welfare of conquered natives and were promptly revised by the new laws of 1542 issued by Carlos I until the year of 1552. However, in 1573, King Philip II of Spain created the first version of the Laws of the Indies, which was regulated and implemented in the year 1600s to administer social, political, and economic life across America and Asia. Prioritize security and functions upon implementation, building a layout for colonial towns. A Spanish regime introduced the law of Ridron, known as the Great Plan, with a central square divided by squares. Streets vary depending on the climate. In cold places, the streets shall be wide, and in hot places, they shall be narrow, hence surrounded by important buildings and leaving sufficient open space for expansion. A native population is of transport, access, and exit, and be open to the north wind. An elevated and healthy location abundant with fertile soil and resources near bodies of water, apart from lagoons and marshes dominated by poisonous animals and polluted air and water breeds. A place with the means of fortification and considerable convenience if the towns are built on the shore of a navigable river. The streets shall run from the main plaza, and the plaza shall begin with 4 principal streets with the middle street on each side. And which of the 8 streets running from the plaza at the 4 corners shall face the 4 principal wings? Start from the main plaza. On a sea coast, the plaza is placed at the landing place of the port, and the center of the town is inland, square and rectangular in proportion to the number of inhabitants, not less than 200 feet wide and 300 feet long, nor larger than 800 feet long and 530 feet wide. A good proportion is 600 feet long and 400 feet wide.
Plaza. In the plaza, no lot shall be assigned to private individuals, but used otherwise for the building of the church and royal houses and city use. In the town proper, the shops and houses for the merchants should be built first, and they will distribute building lots by lottery to settlers, with the remaining lots held for future use.
In the town layout, it also highlights one of the important structures adjacent or near to the plaza in the Laws of the Indies, the civic buildings, specifically the town halls and schools. Civic buildings, specific attention must be given to the construction of essential civic buildings such as town halls, courthouses, and jails. These structures played a crucial role in local governance and justice. Despite the Laws of the Indies lacking specific school provisions, schools were established to address growing colonial needs, highlighting the intertwined nature of education and religious influence.
Church. Having a specific laws without other buildings nearby unless it were for practical or ornamental reasons. The temple of the cathedral situated on the coast serve as a means of defense for the port itself, and the temple in inland places should be located at a distance and separated from any other buildings. Hospitals. The hospital for the poor and those sick of non-contagious diseases shall be built near the temple and its cloister, in such a way that no harmful wind blowing through it may cause harm to the rest of the town. Slaughterhouses, fisheries, and tanneries. The site and building lots for slaughterhouses, fisheries, tanneries, and other businesses that produce filth were placed in the side from which the cold north wind blows and where the filth can easily be disposed of. In religious matters, the laws address the role of the Catholic Church in the colonies, including the establishment of missions and the protection of indigenous converts. Individuals should be taught first, then encouraged to abandon anything that contradicts the Holy Catholic faith and evangelical doctrine to their initiative. Lastly, the economic regulations. Provisions regarding the land distribution, mining activities, and trade are often made to ensure the Crown's control and maximize economic benefits for Spain. The success of these laws exceeds their original ambition, which can be evaluated in the context of their impact on the development of colonial towns. The laws of the Indies have influenced the development and the character of many cities, but their success is subjective and depends on evaluation criteria. But always keep in mind that everything has its own room for error, and leave this question: is there a chance that these laws will be innovated and progress in the future?